Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a disappointing products video. So I've never done one of these before on my channel. I have been quite apprehensive to film this because I don't like bashing brands and like saying negative things, but I just have to because I was really disappointed with these products that I'm going to mention today. Now, quick disclaimer, please don't be offended if any of the items that I mention are some of your favorite items. You know, just don't take offense because they just didn't work for me personally, you know, in one way or another. They just didn't work with my skin, or, you know, I just didn't like them personally, but, you know, they may work really well for someone else. So just don't be offended. So yeah, enough rambling, let's just get started. Okay, so first disappointing product was this right here, and this is the e.l.f. Kabuki brush. Now this was actually, I didn't pay any money for this actually, because when I got this, the e.l.f. website were doing like a free goodie bag if you spent over £25 or something like that. So this came free in a little goodie bag. Now I just don't like this. I don't use this for anything. Now, I'm assuming that this would be used for bronzer, or I don't really know what it's used for, but I would assume that this would be used for bronzer or maybe powder. I don't know, but I don't like this at all. Like, I can't see me using this for anything. Like, number one, if I was to use this for bronzer, look how fat that is. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, you'd have just like a mud block on your face. You know what I mean? But I can't see any other use for it other than bronzer. So, you know, if anybody likes this, tell me what you use it for, because I'm struggling. Okay, another thing that really let me down was these. Now, these are the Real Techniques mini complexion sponges, I believe. These were £5 or $5.99, something like that, for these two little things, and I just think that these are completely pointless. Waste of my money, to be honest, because I just don't see any use for these, you know? Like, I have the Miracle Complexion Sponge, you know, the normal orange one, which I think is perfect for blending out concealer, applying foundation. You can use it to bake. What are these for? Like, they claim that these are the mini eye ones, I think, you know, like these are supposed to be used underneath your eyes, but I just don't. Okay, now I also really don't like this brush. This is by e.l.f. and this is the contouring brush. Now, I mean, I've used this in my videos. I mean, I've used it now and then, but you know, I just think that there are better contouring brushes. Like, I prefer to use my U Spicy 27 contouring brush to contour with. You know, I just find that this is just way too dense. I just feel like this makes a bit of a mud stain on my face, personally, you know. I just find it too dense for me. I mean, it's a great shape. I don't really like this as a contouring brush, which pains me to say because I love e.l.f. It's just I didn't like this. Okay, now I was really disappointed with this because this is the Schwarzkopf, is that how you say it? Got to be Beach Matte Mermaid Look Texturizing Sea Salt Spray. And this is supposed to give you beachy waves, texturized body, stuff like that. And I didn't think this worked. So I have dead straight hair. Like, my hair is completely straight. I've never had to straighten my hair completely straight, right? So I wanted to get this, right, to just spray in my hair, just to have like a subtle beach wave. No, don't work. Just doesn't work. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. I've tried it with damp hair, I've tried it with dry hair, I've sprayed it and I've scrunched up my hair. Just doesn't do anything. Do you know, all this does is just make my hair feel sticky. I just don't like the feeling of this in my hair, and it does nothing. It gives me zero beach waves. So I was just really disappointed with this product. Okay, another thing that I was so disappointed about was these. These are the ColourPop brushes. Now this is the flat shader brush, I believe, and this is the blending brush. Now this, I mean, you know, it's not horrendous. This does work with the Colourpop shadows to blend, but you have to keep going back and forth, and even then it doesn't blend like perfectly, so I just think this isn't that good. But I think this is completely useless. Like, I dipped this into a lid shimmery shade to apply over to the lid. Nothing came out. Like, it was just better to use my fingers. So I was just really disappointed with these. And these were like either $10 or $12. So, and you know, Colourpop, like a great brand. And these claim to be the perfect brushes, the only perfect brushes to use with their eyeshadows. But, you know, they just weren't. They were just a disappointment. Okay, another disappointing product. This is by Avon, and this is the True Colour eyeshadow quad, and this is in the shade, what shade is this? Rose Awakening. Fantastic colours, right? A nice matte, like hot pink shade or mauvey pink shade. Then you've got a gold shimmer, a peachy shimmer, and a lilac shimmer. This just doesn't work, you know. I mean, the only good shadow in this one is this matte right here. These shimmers, even if you wet your brush, they just don't show up. Very pigmented at all, which is so unfortunate. You know, this is, I think this was like £5, you know, which isn't that expensive, but the only wearable shade, the only like decent shade was this one, and even that, like, it's not a wearable colour really, is it? Like, so, I mean, it's a nice little package. I like the packaging. You know, it has a nice little mirror. You know, there's nothing wrong with this mirror, but I just wasn't feeling the shadows, unfortunately. So this was a little bit of a disappointment. Okay, another thing I was disappointed by Avon was this, and this is the Liquid Chrome eyeliner in Shiny Black. Now, I just did not like this one bit. First of all, I didn't like the brush tip. Like, I can't explain it to you, but I just didn't like it. And this is just wet, watery. It's obviously it's not matte because it's shiny, but I just didn't like the formula of it. I didn't like the way it applied. Because of that brush, it didn't give me like a sharp winged tip. I just didn't like this product, you know? Just didn't like it. I also didn't like this mascara by e.l.f., right? And this is the volumizing and defining mascara. You know, I am so fussy with mascaras personally, and I try out so many mascaras, it's ridiculous. And you know what I'm finding? That nothing compares to the Kiko. Like, I mean, the Lash Paradise by L'Oreal, you know, that's a close second. But everything else is just a letdown compared to my Kiko. And, you know, I loved the brush on this mascara. I absolutely loved it, right? But, you know, it didn't curl my lashes. It didn't really volumize. Didn't really do much for me. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to give this to my mother. This was another free gift, I think, as well. I'll give this to my mom because she tends to try out so many mascaras like me. And she might like this. Okay, I was also really disappointed with this Avon Ideal Flawless Matte Liquid Concealer in the shade Fair. Now, I've used this in my videos. I used it in my back to school video, you know, and the more I use it, the more I just don't like it, you know. I just don't like it. You think that because this is matte and because I have oily skin, it would be perfect. You think it'd be perfect, but no. This just looked cakey. It looked like I was wearing a cake. Basically, it just looked awful on my skin. So unfortunate, you know. I mean, the colour's great. It blends out nicely, but I just don't like the way it looked on my skin. I just wasn't feeling this. Now, I really was disappointed with these. These are the NYX Studio Liquid Liners, and this one's in the shade Extreme Silver. This one's in the shade Extreme Pink. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. These, I wanted to use these, right, as a like metallic liner, but you know, I mean, the brushes that they come in, I'm not feeling them, you know. I'm not feeling these brushes, and these are so liquidy. Like, these are water, basically. They're just colored water, you know. And trying to apply them to my face, it was just like I had to do like 2 or 3 layers, and you just don't want that with an eyeliner, do you? So I mean, I'll probably use these at some point and I'll keep playing with them, but they just weren't as good as I thought they'd be. Like, it just wasn't what I expected from NYX, because NYX is such a good brand, you know? Like, I never have a bad word to say about NYX, but these just really let me down, you know? I just wasn't feeling these. I also didn't really like this e.l.f. Jumbo Lip Gloss stick. You know, this is like a glossy stick with a hint of gold shimmer, but you know, there was like zero pigmentation. I put this on my lips and it was just like a chapstick, and the colour on the tube, you think that it'd be more pigmented, but no, I just wasn't feeling this. This just wasn't good enough for me, and I think that this was free as well, but my mother would love this. You know, this is right up her street. She would love this, so I'm going to give this to her. And then the final one was this one right here. This is the NYX Chunky Dunk Hydrating Lippy like crayon, and this is in the shade 06 Hibiscus Tea Punch. Now, funny enough, my mother bought this and she didn't like it, and she passed it on to me, and I didn't like it either. So first of all, the smell of this is revolting. It makes me want to be sick. I don't even know what that smell is. It's just disgusting. I hate that smell. But not only that, right, I just don't like the colour of this. I don't like the feeling of it. I just don't like this, you know, which is so sad because I love NYX. It's like my favourite, one of my favourite drugstore brands, and I just didn't like it. You know, the smell is just so overpowering. It just makes me feel sick, and I smelt it on my lips all day, and I just couldn't take it, you know, and I just didn't like the colour. Didn't really suit me, to be honest. So this was a little bit of a disappointing product. Okay, so those were all of my disappointing products that I just haven't been feeling, you know, the last few months. I really hate like bashing brands and saying bad things about products because, you know, I don't like saying bad things about people, and I know that brands put so much effort into all of their products, and I know that they wouldn't release something that they didn't think was good. So that makes me feel really bad, like not liking their products, but I'm sure there's like tons of people out there that love these products that I haven't liked, and I'm sure that there's people watching this video that like some of these products, which is totally fine, because you know, we're all allowed opinions, we're all allowed to express ourselves and express how we feel, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. I'm sure you guys would prefer me to be honest rather than like lie, you know, because I couldn't lie and say that I love those products because I don't, you know, and I'd rather be honest with you guys. Like when I do my videos with brands, like I did that Everything £5 haul, and I did a review for a mirror, you know, I was 100% honest. I genuinely did like those brands, and if I did have a company send me something that I didn't like, then I wouldn't share it with you guys, or I would just send it back to them, or I would just say, you know, because I don't want to be dishonest on my channel. I want to build like a relationship of trust with you guys, because if there's no trust, then what's the point? You know, you're not going to be a friend of mine, and you're not going to be a subscriber, and you're not going to be here. So, and I want to keep you guys here, so I'm going to be honest. So yeah, let me know if you liked this video, if you liked this disappointing products video. I don't tend to film these, as you can tell, because I don't like filming them. I feel so bad, but I do come across makeup all the time and skincare things that I just don't like, that just don't work for me, and I come across it all the time. So let me know if you guys do want to see more of these kinds of videos. Just let me know in the comments. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you're not already, so you can see all my other videos. And yeah, leave a comment down below of any products that have disappointed you recently. Tell me why in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!